Hello everyone, this is Christian Thomas again, and I'm sorry that I've been away over the past few months. I've been busy with school and life and things like that, and I figured that I would come back because this is a very important topic, and many of you know this black conservative YouTuber Candace Owens, aka Red Pill Black, and she has about 147,000 subscribers and with about 14 videos, and she got on YouTube around July, and I'm gonna address the real story behind Candace Owens, aka Red Pill Black. And she was featured on Alex Jones, Paul Joseph Watson, Stephen Molyneux, Steven Crowder, Dave Rubin, and a few others that I can't remember at the moment. And she was recently exposed about 2 days ago by Tree of Logic. Tree of Logic is a black conservative YouTuber. If you are interested in black conservatives, you should probably check her out. And then yesterday, Jeff Holiday and Andy Worski made videos exposing Red Pill Black. And today, Ranting Monkey and I believe No Bullshit, as well as I hear that Suit Yourself made a video, and it's like a lot of people are exposing her. Let me tell you what people are exposing her on. Apparently, she had a website called Social Autopsy, which is a doxing website, and what it is like you would be able to dox people anonymously. You will be able to use their picture, their name, their school, where they live, where they work, things like that. And this is downright dangerous for many reasons. Reason one, it could fuck up your livelihood. That's pretty much the main and only reason, really. It can really fuck up your livelihood, and it could get you fired from your job, suspended or expelled from school if you say the quote-unquote wrong shit online. It's like there's a lot of issues with this sort of thing. And then over the past couple days, Candace Owens talked about how people were paid by the left to criticize her. And I'm like, last time I checked, people like Tree of Logic was nowhere near liberal. So how could she have been paid by the left? Use your brains. And also, she's blocking everybody that's criticized her. I got blocked today because I was too critical of her. It's like the heat is too much for her, so she feels the need to run like a bitch-ass SJW that she is. And it's like doxing is an SJW-esque type move. Period. Plain and simple. And yesterday, Paul Joseph Watson's part of InfoWars. He made a tweet talking about how Candace Owens made this website 4 years ago. In what world is 2016 4 years ago? Unless somehow we got to 2020 or something, which I don't see how that's possible because 2017's not over with yet, but I digress. And there, I got into a lot of crap on my Twitter. I got accused of virtue signaling and using ad hominem attacks and things like that. That may be true, but however, you have to understand that using ad hominem attacks and quote-unquote virtue signaling is not the same amount of danger as doxing someone, you fucking morons. And also, I've seen on Twitter how criticizing her was considered an SJW thing, when it's not no SJW thing. Candace Owens deserved to be criticized for the piece of shit she is, plain and simple. And she's been holding herself out as a conservative for the past 3-4 months, but yet she believes in bullshit like hate speech. Let me play you the clip of Candace Owens social autopsy video.
What about minors? We are seeing a lot of people that are showing concern for minors, and I guess this is sort of a two-pronged approach, which is first, you guys should be visiting the terms of service on Facebook and on Twitter because they thoroughly explain what it means to be a minor and what you sign up and what you agree for when you check that box and agree to their terms of usage. Pretty much, if you are a minor, you are not excluded from anything if you are posting in a public place saying awful things. With that said, we stand by the fact that we think the best time to be on our database is when you are a minor, because that's exactly what we're trying to do. We are trying to affect their, conscious when they're young, so they know to use the internet more responsibly when they're older. There's no harm, no foul, really, if you're a minor, right? You have this profile for 365 days. You're not applying to college. You're not, going out for a job. It doesn't do anything to affect your livelihood in any way. So we think that that's really honestly the best time for people to learn. And by the way, we don't want to exclude minors because minors are the ones that are killing themselves because of what they're reading online, right? We're seeing 10-year-olds, 11-year-olds, 12-year-olds that are committing suicide. Suicides are on the rise for kids that are really young, and it's because no one's been able to get a hand on the bullying, and they, don't necessarily have the tools at that age to know how to cope with it. So that's actually where we are trying to make the most change. This is a comment. I feel that 1 year is harsh for minors. They are still learning. Okay, so you guys that keep saying this are kind of what is exactly wrong with the internet today. Your child should not be given the internet to learn. They shouldn't be trying out the internet, and trying out saying bad words on the internet. You should be sitting down having conversations with them about how serious the internet is. We say that the internet, technology, it's just like giving somebody a gun. You can kill yourself with it, or you can kill somebody else with it. And that is exactly what we are seeing that is happening. And these are the kinds of conversations, the serious tone of the conversations that we want adults to start having with their children. And if these conversations are had because we exist, then great. We don't want minors to be using the internet to learn. I mean, that is exactly why we're seeing so much damage being done on the internet right now. All of that said, it's very important to know, to kind of calm you guys all down, that the overwhelming majority of the submissions that we had to date are not minors. They are coming from adults. They are coming from people that are above the age of 30 even. So what we're gonna see when we launch, what you guys will be able, to notice in terms of the trends is that this database is not filled with minors. So it's nothing that you really need to be concerned about. I am concerned about the legal and criminal implications of posting screenshots that should normally be investigated through schools and the police with due process. That was from Patricia. Patricia, that comment or question sort of confused me. I don't know why we're talking about due process. We are not submitting these comments, to the police and saying that people should be tried. We're not involved in the due process at all. We are just an archive. If that is your concern should be why these words are being said on the internet at all, not why a secondhand database is collecting the data based off of what's shared. Again, we think that questions like that sort of reveal to us the disconnect that people have between the internet and the words that are being said on the internet versus real life, and it's it's a little bit alarming. But yeah, that question altogether, we have nothing to do with legalities and due process of law, and we are not working with police to make sure people who say bad things get arrested. So it's wrong database, I think. This next one came from a journalist. John from the Stanford Advocate says, so Owens and her team will serve as judge and jury. Yes, John. That's sort of how it works when you have any company. Mark Zuckerberg and his team play judge and jury when somebody flags something as inappropriate and they decide whether or not they think it's inappropriate. So yes, from our, for our team, we decide what we think meets the standards of harsh language. That's just what it means, to own a company. You get to decide these things. Twitter decides what's appropriate, what can be said, what can't be said on their database, and Instagram decides what's appropriate, what can and what cannot be said on their database. So we, again, are not reinventing the wheel here. We are deciding what is the language that we consider worthy of adding to our database. With that said, we are definitely not acting as the jury. We do not recommend these people get fired or recommend that boyfriends break up with their girlfriends. We are just literally an archive of somebody's words. What people, deduce from that or induce from that, employers, universities, that is completely up to them, and we think that they have the right to do that. How do you think it is a good thing and a just thing to try to ruin someone's career and take away their livelihood over words that are typed on social media? Again, that question terrifies me. There is just such a gap. People think that the internet is like a video game, that they can go home and say whatever they want over social media and then get back to real life, which is why he's using this word livelihood. That is not the case. You are affecting somebody's livelihood with your words. When you log on the internet and you tell someone that they are disgusting, that they are ugly, that they don't deserve to live, that they are fat, you are affecting that person's livelihood. You are making that person sad. You're making that person depressed. The internet is a real thing, and just because you're typing it does not make your words any less real. What you type on the internet is a part of your livelihood, and we stand by that and we stand firm on that. Comment here that says, people need to toughen up. Words from an idiot mean nothing. I've been called names on here. I've been threatened. You take that garbage with a grain of salt. I guess all I am going to say to that is people had that perspective. It would be a really tough time to be a child. Technology is just increasing exponentially every decade, and to say that as human beings we just have to be able to deal with it, and the different forms of bullying that can come, the things that people say to them, we don't think it's right. I disagree with your comment entirely. No is my response to that. And lastly, I will be filing an extortion claim with Ripoff Report this evening. You'll be off to a great start with your new database, fags. Nice. Good luck. And most importantly, we definitely think that you should look up the word extortion before you do that. You guys have a great day and stay up to date on social autopsy updates. And be nice. Just be nice on the internet. It's really easy. You don't have to worry about this if you're just nice.
She claims to believe in free speech. I don't know any conservative, classical liberal, libertarian, centrist, moderate. I don't know any of those people that hate the First Amendment and that believe in hate speech. I know plenty of SJWs that hate the First Amendment and believe in hate speech. I know plenty of progressives that hate the First Amendment and believe in hate speech. Has she been holding herself out as a conservative when really she's just an SJW feminist? And I don't mean to hold you guys up too long, but I just wanted to send a big shout out to Tree of Logic, as I've shouted her out on Twitter, as well as Andy Worski, Jeff Holiday, Ranting Monkey, No Bullshit, and Dave Culling. There's plenty of people that I'm missing, but you guys should really check them out. They make good content anyway. Even without all this bullshit, they just make great content. I recommend everybody, y'all need to watch Tree of Logic, Andy Worski, Jeff Holiday, No Bullshit, Ranting Monkey, and a few of the other anti-SJW a few of the anti-SJW YouTubers that called this bullshit out. Shout out to all of you. Y'all are all fucking awesome. With that being said, see you guys in my next video. Peace.